And boys and girls, hope you're all well. Merry Christmas to you all. So here I am to show you another toy. And today, without further ado, I'm finally going to show you my Walther MPL. I like these old boxes. I say old, it's not that old, this one. But I like the grey design boxes with the sort of the more graphic-y look rather than the more modern boxes that they do on the pistols now. I don't know what it is about it, but it's cool. Anyway, I won't show you too much of the box because boxes are fairly boring in general, but you've got your usual instructions, targets, bag of 2.5s. That's how you can tell it's a newer model. It's got the bag of 2.5s in there, and it also has the 2004 catalogue. So 2004 is modern for me. Maybe not for some people, but there we go. On with the gun. And here it is. So I picked this up in an auction. These things don't come along very often. There's a few that you can still pick up on eBay. I think they're sort of ranging around over £100 anyway, and I think I got this for about £100 in the end. That's including shipping as well, which wasn't too bad. So yeah, I was quite pleased with that. The overall build of these TM guns is very nice. They are kind of an earlier designed model, all the long guns, but some of them can be a bit creaky, especially the long guns. But things like the Uzi, which I've shown you before, and this particular one, because it's a shorter weapon, it's a clamshell type built body, relatively short. It's quite stocky, and you know it's got a good feel to it. It feels solid. Obviously, it's not heavy, and it's not heavy because of the build of it, because basically they just stick big lumps of metal inside them to give them the weight. But it's got a nice sort of heft to it. As you might see on the video, I have done one of my usual sort of dry brush jobs with a few paints and silver to give it kind of a metallic-y finish as well. I noticed on the real steel it has highlighted Selector markings, which I did myself. It has red for the live, single and auto, and white in the safe. Firing wise, you use a cocking handle there to cock it, as you would the real thing, and it's got a nice little punt to it. I can't remember whether I tweaked the hop on this or not, but I just went to fire it now, and it's hopping 2.5s, say a good 45 metres ish. It's pretty respectable, and it's fairly accurate too. The sights take a little bit of getting used to. It mimics the real steel, as a lot of these models do, and you have a gutter sight at the top, and then a front pin just beneath it. Basically, it's a hood for the pin sight, and then there's a little gutter sight on top of it. So you have a sort of what do you call it? A peephole at the back here, as well as a sort of, it's like a kind of pistol sight, but it's also got a little point at the centre of the gap. So you kind of line that up with the front gutter sight. Both are usable, but the peephole sight is quite restricting in when you sort of iron stuff up. As far as I remember, I haven't really been out to test it, but I remember the gutter sight being a bit more bang on to where the shots are landing. But that could be different for longer range. I haven't really shot it much longer range, and they aren't massively accurate longer range anyway. It is for a Springer, but yeah, there you go. We're not sharpshooting, are we? It's all a bit of fun. It's quite nice as well that in the box they do throw in a little OD sort of sling for it there as well. It's got a little metal tri-glide adjuster, and it just pops on with the buttons front and back. It's quite a nice sort of, I don't know what's the word. It's not a fancy sling, but it suits the gun. You know, it's an old sub, so it kind of it suits the look. The Selector is ambi. It does work straight the way through, so you've got it on both sides. And you will also notice that there are stock swivel points on the grip and the receiver here. This gun does not have a stock. You can get an older gun than this, and it's the K version, so it's about yay big, with a side folding stock, which is quite cool. I have got my eye on one of those, but it's quite expensive for what is a old non-hop TM Springer. Maybe one day. I did notice as well when I had the grips off when I've pulled this thing apart, so I probably did tweak the hop, but that was sort of with the idea of painting as well, doing my dry brushing, that I pulled it apart as well. But I did notice the grip panels are the same ones which you get on the gas gun version, because it's the gas gun version. You have like a little tank, a removable tank, which you can fill up inside the grip. If you don't know about the gas version of this that TM did, it was a shell ejecting, gas powered, but it also worked on batteries. I think the batteries worked the shell ejection system, as far as I remember, something like that. But it's quite an interesting old piece as well. But as you know, more in it for my Springers. It's a little paddle mag release, as you just saw then, and magazine is sort of your typical old submachine gun style magazine with sort of slightly trapezoid shape to it. It holds, I think it's 49 BBs that I counted. It has the same quirks as a lot of the other Tokyo Marui long gun magazines, where you pull down your follower and then you press the button on the top to release the basically open the feed up, drop your BBs in, release that closes the feed, and then you insert it into the gun, and basically when you insert it into the gun, it presses this top button and that releases the feed. But also it has a second feed, so once it runs out the first feed, you then press the second feed, and that gives you the rest of the BBs. Odd little system that they do, but gets a few more rounds out of it, I guess. I'm sure they could probably have worked it better knowing what they know now. Probably sort of use a typical more AEG style of feed, maybe. Magazine like that with the MP5, can't remember how many held, 50 odd. But yeah, all in all, a very cool old gun. Yeah, so as always, I thank you for watching, and I'll probably see you again in the new year. Cheers guys, see yous.